Sugod na ta!
Sequences and series.
The Maclaurins formula. Maclaurin's formula is the approximation of Maclaurin series. Maclaurin series is a special case of Taylor's formula, where f of x is equal to the function of x in terms of 0 plus the first derivative of the function in terms of 0 divided by 1 factorial times x plus the second derivative of the function in terms of 0 divided by 2 factorial times x squared plus the nth derivative of the function in terms of 0 divided by n factorial times x raised to n plus the n plus 1 derivative of the function in terms of z divided by n plus 1 factorial times x n plus 1.
So, find the Maclaurin series of the following. Number 1, f of x is equal to 1 over x minus 2 in the fourth degree. So, solution. So, that is f of x is equal to the function where x is equal to 0. So, it is 1 over 0 minus 2 plus the first derivative of the function in terms of 0 over 1 factorial times x. So to solve the first derivative of your function of x is equal to 1 over x minus 2. It can also be written as quantity x raised to negative, quantity x minus 2, quantity raised to negative 1. So your f prime of x, or the first derivative of your function, is equal to derivative of x minus 2 quantity raised to negative 1. So that is negative x minus 2 raised to negative 2. So substitute x is equal to 0. So the first derivative of the function where x is equal to 0 is negative 0 minus 2 raised to negative 2. So f of 0 is equal to f prime of 0 is equal to 0 minus negative 2. That is negative 2 raised to negative 2. B, negative times negative 2 raised to negative 2 over 1 factorial times x. For the third term, or the second derivative of your function, so let's find the second derivative. That is f double prime of x is equal to this derivative of negative x minus 2 quantity raised to negative 2. So that is negative 2 times negative x minus 2 quantity raised to negative 2 minus 1. So that is negative 3. Negative, so that is positive. Negative times negative, positive. So, the second derivative of your function is equal to 2x minus 2 raised to negative 3. Substitute x is equal to 0. So, your f double prime of 0, or the second derivative of your function where x is equal to 0. So, your 2 times 0 minus 2 times negative 3. Or simply, that is f double prime of 0 is equal to 2 times 0 minus 2, negative 2 raised to negative 3. So write down the function. So 2 times negative 2 raised to negative 3 over 2 factorial times x squared. Next, we have to find the third derivative. So the third derivative of your function, f triple prime of x is equal to derivative of 2x minus 2 quantity raised to negative 3. So this is negative 3 times 2 times x minus 2 raised to negative 3 minus 1. So that is raised to negative 4. So simplify. So negative 3 times 2, that is negative 6 times x minus 2 is to negative 4. So the function in terms of 0 is negative 6 times 0 minus 2 raised to negative 4. So that is f triple prime of 0, negative 6 times negative 2 raised to negative 4. That is the third degree. It's negative 6 times negative 2 raised to negative 4 over 3 factorial times x raised to 3 plus the fourth derivative. Fourth derivative of function. So the derivative of negative 6 times x minus 2 raised to negative 4. So it's negative 4 times negative 6 x minus 2 negative 4 minus 1. So the fourth derivative of the function is equal to negative 4 times negative 6. So that is 24 times x minus 2 raised to negative 5. But your x is equal to 0. So the fourth derivative of your function in terms of 0 is equal to 24 times 0 minus 2 raised to negative 5. Or simply, the fourth derivative of the function is equal to 24 times negative 2 raised to 5. So that is plus 24 times 24 times negative 2 raised to negative 5 over 4 factorial times x raised to. To solve for the remainder, so the remainder of the function, the fourth derivative. So f of 4x over 24 is x minus 2 raised to negative 5. So the remainder would be the function or the derivative of your function n plus 1, where your n is equal to 4, so n plus 1 that's equal to 5. So we need to find the fifth derivative of your function. So f of x. So the fifth derivative of your function is equal to negative 5 times 24 times x minus 2 raised to negative 5 minus 1. So f prime of 5 times x is equal to negative 5 times 24, so it's negative 120 times x minus 2 raised to negative 6. But your function is in terms of z, so that your f, the fifth derivative of your function in terms of z is equal to negative 120 z minus 2 raised to negative 6. So this is plus negative 120 z minus 2 raised to negative 6 over 5th factorial x raised to 5. Now, we have to simplify the terms. So your f of x, is equal to 1 over 0 minus 2, so that is negative 1 half, plus negative times negative 2 raised to negative 2 over 1 factorial, so that is negative 1/4, negative times negative 2 raised to negative 2 over 1 factorial, so that is negative 1/4, negative 1/4 times x. So, plus 2 times negative 2 raised to negative 3 over 2 factorial, that is negative 1/8, negative 1/8 times x squared, plus negative 6 times 2 times negative 2 raised to negative 4 over 3 factorial, so that is negative 16, negative 1 over 16 times x cubed, plus 24 times negative 2 raised to negative 5 over 4 factorial, so that is negative 30, o negative 1 over 32. No, negative 1 over 32 times x to the 4th, so that is negative 1 over 32 x to the 4th, plus negative 120 divided by 5 factorial, so that is negative 1. So negative 1 times z minus 2 quantity raised to negative 6, that is negative z minus 2 raised to negative 6 times x to the 5th. So this will be your Maclaurin series for the function of 1 over x minus 2 at 4th degree.